these two beautiful ladies have participated into an experimental film that we made about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, right?
I think it's about 3 months now.
2, 3 months ago. So we're going to be talking about how that journey was. I think this was the first film for both of you.
Yes, that it
Right?
was. Yes.
Correct.
Wonderful. All right, so let's start with you, Shazia, first. Tell us about how you met Rashid Farooqi Bhai and the whole acting workshops and so on and so forth, and this ideation. So tell us about that.
So it was kind of very serendipitous, right? There was a literary festival that I just happened to have gone to, and when I saw him there, I started talking to him, and I'm like, oh, how long are you here? He said, well, I'm actually doing some acting workshops. And I started asking him about the acting workshops, and he said, and I'm also doing a movie. I said, you're doing a movie? I'm like, I'd love to learn more about it. And he said, well, it's already cast, and we're done. We're going to start it. And I said, but I'd just like to be a part of it anyway. So I came to his acting workshops, and I was lucky enough to get cast in the movie. And
Right.
the acting workshops were great. And yeah, that's where I met the team, and that was the start of this beautiful journey.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. What about you, Sabeen?
Well, interesting story. So I think I have the bug for acting, and I did a little bit of
And you have
radio.
done some
Well, not particularly,
theater,
but
right?
I did maybe more radio and a little stint
okay.
in a theater
Yeah.
play. So I had the bug, and a friend of mine knew about it. So she texted me. She said, "There's this acting workshop that's happening, and a friend's husband is doing it. So why don't you go?" And I thought, okay, you know what? I mean, I know somebody, so I'll just go. So I thought it would be like a talk, and I showed up. But incidentally, they actually make you act in
Yes.
the acting workshop.
It was an actual acting workshop.
An acting workshop where they
Yes.
make you act.
So there were not that many people. I think there were maybe 10 of us. So each one of us got the opportunity to act, and I was sort of dragged into it. And it was really fun. Rashid Farooqi Saab did an amazing acting workshop, and we did these small little skits. Then the next thing I know, he's texting me and he's saying he wants to make a film,
Right.
and he asked me to come and hear the script.
Right.
So again, I just showed up. I thought, okay, let's see, what the script is about. And he reads the script, and after he reads the whole script through, you were there, 3-4 of us, and then he asked me, he told me, I want you to play this role. And as I was listening to the script, it was actually a pretty intense and not a starter, beginner actor script. And I said, okay. So that's where it started. I thought, okay, he must know what he's doing. So,
Right.
so that's where it started from. Very, very incidental.
Okay. Good. So, so you both attended those workshops, and then, we did the rehearsals and everything. So, tell us about what did you think of the storyline that was in this movie?
So initially, the storyline itself, I felt that it was a little different. It didn't accurately depict the Pakistani-American experience that we have here. And it was an interesting story, wanted to be a part of it, loved the idea of doing an experimental project that combines a Pakistani seasoned actor and, Pakistani actors here in Houston, which
Right.
at that time I was so naive and I didn't realize how many creatives
how many
there are
creatives are
here.
there,
Right,
yeah.
which is an amazing get together here for the Rang Festival, that it's been an eye opener for me that how many creatives there are. So if we could bridge that, that would be great. So initially we rehearsed, practiced, did the whole really proper Urdu dialogue with the original script that Rashid Saab came with. And as we started feeling more comfortable with each other and took a little bit ownership, and because we kept on making changes until we were like, fine, that's it. I think I'm going to have to really
analysis paralysis.
culturalize this story and the context. And so the whole process itself was an amazing process, got to learn a lot, and I'm so glad I was a part of it.
Wonderful. Sabeen, how did you like the filming of it versus radio and other formats of visual and performing arts?
So very different ball game, right? I mean, so I did a radio play as well, and that was hard in the self that you have to be very expressive with your voice.
Right.
And over here, it was, it's just the whole aspect, right? It's your whole demeanor. It's just the way you speak. It's your actions, and then also the reaction. So I think it took a while to, first of all, grasp the actual character as to, what is the mindset behind that character, and then how to, relate it with the other.
Yeah, the backstory of the characters,
right?
like
Exactly.
where they're coming from. Yeah.
So certainly there were a lot more moving parts to it. A lot more. I think it was it's much more intricate. There's a lot going on. So certainly difficult to. I mean, filming. I mean, I have certainly so much more respect. I mean, I always thought it was amazing how films are, but certainly, I mean, to put together this product, just a simple film, it takes so much.
So much and
effort.
so many people.
So many people, so much effort on the part of the actors, directors, and and it will make or break the film if the actors don't know what the actual point of the character is or what story to get across. So yes, it was a much more, I think, involved process.
Wonderful. Yeah. And now, with full disclaimer, I mean, you both don't come from acting background. I mean, you're a medical professional, you're in education.
Right.
So how did you find yourself pivoting from these traditional roles of a doctor and a teacher into when the camera came on and you started acting?
So I think this is probably a topic that I've heard a lot more in this festival here. So, like-minded people, where initially as we're growing up and probably in that age group, that there are very few roles that are acceptable. And so some of us always, as Sabeen put it, like have a bug. For me, it was a childhood passion. That's all I ever wanted to do. And my father had said, that's fine, you can act, but you know what, get a degree and stuff. So I followed that traditional path of doing what I needed to for the longest time. And now it's just like, you know what, now I'm going to follow my passion. And I'm glad it was a leap of faith. And there are people along the line that I spoke to, you being one of them, Aisha Alam being another one. She was amazing. She's just like, if you're not going to do it now, when are you going to do it? And sometimes it's just saying yes to having a cup of coffee with somebody, just having a meeting, and you never know when's the right time where you hear the right words that are really going to give you the courage to just follow the dream. So even with this project, sometimes it's not a matter of how big or small the project is, it's the experience and the light that it actually, that light turns into a flame.
Right.
It was always very, and I'm so glad that I got to do it. And now I'm just like, I can do more.
Yeah. Sabeen, since you have a little bit of background into this, so are you actively working on something? Are you ideating? Are you already signed a contract with some film?
I'm waiting for my first film to release.
We all know who to blame for that, right?
Yes,
Sabeen,
not Shahid.
He's talking about ideating because of all of those ideas that we have of that series.
Well, so I did this as a fun project, but
Right.
I honestly I was not anticipating this. I went to the workshop as a fun thing to do. Just
Right.
just like you would take a dance lesson. So
Yeah.
I went in with that aspect, but the scripts resonated a lot with me because I do cancer imaging, and this was a cancer patient, and it was actually a little bit of a I was like taken aback that I would get a role of a cancer patient.
Of a cancer patient that you go through day in, day out.
And it was really great to be, sort of thinking through the thought process, and we're, all of the people who were maybe dealing with cancer patients, we all empathize and we understand. We probably cannot understand, but we do empathize, and that was brought more into play. So having said that, I think, doing that project really did make me more interested, and I feel that once I see the product and I think I will probably would like to do more projects, and hopefully we can do a lot more in Houston. There's so much potential, and we've already talked about a few projects. So
Yeah,
hopefully, yes,
yeah.
looking
And-
forward to it.
And you both have been Houstonian for a long period of time. So let's touch upon that a little bit. So how do you find the Houston of 30 years ago and the Houston today? Do you think we are waking up to something new? We are changing as a
Oh,
society,
gosh.
as a community, as a city, or we still have a long way to go?
Oh gosh, so Houston, obviously has changed dramatically. I mean, first of all, we have had such an influx of, our
Immigrants.
Desi community.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is extremely, it is very interesting to see the different aspects of the Desi community that we have here, and the interaction of the Desi community, and how everyone is adapting and sort of making this like a fusion Pakistani American lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
I mean, now, for example, a lot of people put up Christmas trees, and it's not taken as, whether, you're Christian or it's a Christmas, it's a
Yeah.
holiday. It's just, it's more cultural than anything else. So just the whole, way that I think the generations are coming, that are getting raised here will be such a different type of Pakistani American, right? So certainly from when we grew up, when our parents were a bit more conservative and trying to hold us back,
Yeah.
Now with the generations coming up, they're much more out there. They're more confident in saying what the kids
So
want
the
to do.
identity has more.
Exactly, and they identify more as
Yeah.
American.
Yeah.
But then also there's the newer crowd that comes in that has grown up in Pakistan. That is a totally different dynamic, and how they're
Right.
trying to adjust, and then how they're trying to blend into the community. So yes, so it is, I think, just a very, very fun way, project that can be made just on how
Yeah.
the assimilation is for the Pakistanis.
How would you add to that,
Well,
Shazia?
and to your point about how the Pakistanis here have evolved, so I've been here about 30 years, and I'd like to say I love to see where we are now as opposed to then. So there was entertainment then as well, but certainly it was much more different. And now it's not only in entertainment, even though we've kind of morphed, we're Pakistani, but I love the fact that we are holding on to the Pakistani roots to say that there's more to us. We're not just one-dimensional, what the world wants to show us to be. There's a lot more to us. And I think
Right.
this festival, storytelling like this is one aspect, but the other aspect that, I used to work in Lahore, so I was there for several years. And when I first went there, because that was a part of Pakistan that we didn't see, so that was different to me, having 3 or 4 functions in one night, and then everybody hanging out at a coffee place or stuff. You didn't see that over here. But now you see that. Now there's so many coffee places, tea places, there's a choice. There didn't used to be a choice.
There wasn't a
There's
choice.
a choice,
Yeah,
and if you
yeah.
go, we can go there, do a work meeting, and you see people dressed up in desi, all decked out. They're coming back. Koi shadi se aa raha hai, koi idhar se, kisi ki ameen ho rahi hai. It's becoming mainstream, and that's what I love, especially, for the next generation, the generation after. We're definitely Americans. We're definitely here, but we do have a very rich heritage that we're still learning how to weave it together and create our mark, and I love that.
Mhm. We have our own good, bad, and ugly,
And
right?
as you mentioned, I think the best example that was our script. It was so
Yeah.
Pakistani,
Right.
and the way
Yeah.
we ended up adapting it and making it more Americanized, but it was still very, very Pakistani.
Very
It was still a
Yeah.
Gen X, sort of a script.
Yeah, and I'm going to add so Pakistani that we even added 2 dialects of Pakistan.
Punjabi and Urdu.
The Punjabi
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Urdu, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so now as we anticipate this film to be coming out in a couple of weeks, is this something you're going to ask your friends and families to come and watch, or you're going to be, no, let me do a better job and I'll tell them then?
No, I'm absolutely going to ask everybody to come because I want to model what I would like everybody to do. You can't wait for something to be perfect, and you never know when it's perfect or what's the right one. My whole thing is that you have to have fun. And when you have fun, don't hold on to the outcomes.
Yeah.
And so I know I had an absolute blast. in reading the script, rehearsing the script, the feedback, that whole process. How many different times, God, I even lost count. I don't know if you even know how many times the script was changed. And just the whole new group of people we met, that whole process, it was hella fun. So I'm going to want everybody to come and then share the story behind it.
Yeah. What about you, Sabeen?
So speaking of changing the script, a funny story was where I learned the script all in Urdu, the original one, and then we changed it, and then like, we need to do this tomorrow. I'm like, wait, no, now I have to like switch my whole mind to the Americanized way of it. No, I think it was a very fun project for me. I would love for my friends and family to see it. Even if it's an amateur film, and you learn. This is the way you learn. You learn by doing, right? So. Just any profession you're in, the first time you're going to do something, you're not going to be good at it. Yeah. And of course, now that you know the ways that things work, so absolutely, I think it's a fun project and a learning project, and just make yourself better from it.
Wonderful. So last but not least, this is your both of you have come to Rang Film Festival for the first year. Any feedback you want to give to our audiences, our viewers, or anything for us to do better or do differently? What would you say? Let's start with you, Sabeen.
So first of all, I'm extremely impressed. I think what happens in Houston is there's so much going on. Sometimes, events get lost. And I think if people just come out and see the enormity of this and the professional way that this is being held, this can be any, American Film Festival. This is akin to any American Film Festival. There's so many submissions, and if you just go on the Rang website and you just look at all the submissions and the films, it is so impressive how many filmmakers are wanting their films to be shown here. And I mean, amazing direction, amazing actors, amazing lineup. People have flown out to Houston from almost even out of states. Yes. Not even just from out of state, but out of the United States.
Tipu came from Pakistan.
Yes, Tipu, yes, he's here and he's come from Pakistan. Where I've discovered these actresses and actors that I didn't even know that are actually coming on American TV. And people have these profiles. So impressive. So I think people need to come out and just see and just come and watch a few movies. Everything is done so professionally. It is, everything is on time. I'm extremely impressed, and I'm just so proud of you, Shahid, and your whole entire team for putting this together, really. And I wish I knew about this a little bit. I knew about it, but I realized that how well this is being done. Yeah. And I think you're going to go. I think there will be a time when there will be like a red carpet here.
Inshallah.
What about you, Shazia?
So, and not only is this my first time attending, I was fortunate enough to actually work behind the scenes with you and be part of the team. And not only is it being presented in such a professional manner today, but all of the planning before with the teams, everything was done extremely professionally. And I wonder if maybe we are not putting ourselves out there accurately where more people know about this. So I'm very happy that there was more media coverage.
Yeah, and thanks to you, Shazia. I mean, I remember those days when you were like, that's a very cold call approach, right? We're just sending emails and emails and emails, Shahid, nothing is happening. So tell our audiences about that process.
So going back to, now I'm just going to do what I want to do. And my background's education. I'm like, we're always lifelong learners. And I think this whole project was, Shahid, I want to be a part of it. He goes, sure. What do you want to do? And that's kind of how Shahid is like, here's your canvas, paint what you want to paint. So that encouragement for sure is here. I'm like, all right, I'll do this. I have no experience. I don't know what I'm doing. But he goes, go for it. Do whatever you want. And of course, whenever I had questions, you helped. And there were times I'm like, is this going to work? Are we going to get anybody? But it was a wonderful experience being a part of the team. And we got a lot of response right at the right time. It all fell into place. And I just hope that it gets better. And inshallah, there's food, there's a variety of food, very good food. We have the fashion, show this time where we're modeling the clothes, and I hope that more vendors want to come and be a part of this.
Absolutely.
And where this becomes mainstream and not just for Pakistanis.
Yes.
I also
know?
like the venue. The
Yeah.
venue is not, it's basically the match, which is where, you get everyone who comes in. It's just not for the Desi community.
Yeah.
You can actually just go on the lineup on the match and see what's playing and come in. So I think that's also good that we have that outreach towards, the non-Desi community as well. So great venue as well.
And one more thing that I do want to add is I got a chance to also sit inside and watch the movies. Absolutely amazing movies. Amazing. Amazing. And part of the thing that I love is, and there may be other people as well, right, who are missing Pakistan. So not all the movies are about Pakistan, but just to see the backdrop, have that relatability, and the quality of the movies. I'm just like, man, the panel must have had such a hard time choosing which movies to pick. And I understand you guys are getting more and more movies.
It's a challenge that Fahad and I go through every year. And it's
I can
becoming
imagine,
hard.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
becoming hard to say no to
I know.
so many films.
Yeah.
I have to give a shout out to the Houston-based movie, it's made not in Houston, but with Houston filmmakers Jyoti. That I'm looking forward
Jyoti.
to
Jyoti,
watching next.
Our own Yasir Raza,
Yeah.
teaming up with Asfar Ali and Tipu Bhai. It's coming up at 5 o'clock. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
just so
And you know what?
honored.
This may be the seeds of Texas needs to be a filmmaking capital.
It needs to be.
I mean, Houston, Texas, because even like around, because there's some people from Austin, the people from other places, and they're coming here. Houston can definitely be the center of it. But yeah, I'd love to have incentives for filmmakers from outside coming here to pick up talent and to film here. Definitely for any Pakistani big movie makers from Pakistan to come as well.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Zabardast.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you very
Shahid.
much.
Thank you for having me be a part of the behind the scenes, this project, and having this conversation with you and Sabeen.
Thank you so much.